Okay, so now we go into the program. What does it mean? And then which way to use. So there are different ways to use. One is microcurrent, where you will use the electrodes, okay? And then the coil, and then this one, okay?
Yes.
So these are delivery methods to reach your body, okay? So from here, the picture will tell you how to actually use it, and then whether or not you can use it with a coil, but they haven't added here that you can actually use it with the HighWave. So the HighWave, you can use it with most of the programs.
So this is this is HighWave. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, correct. This is the HighWave. So the traditional method is actually using microcurrent. Yeah, microcurrent is tried and tested. So it's actually safe. This is the first original method. So when you use microcurrent, the current actually travels through your meridians or sometimes below the skin through the fascia water channels. Okay, so that's why you need the water. So it will be good to actually drink like 1 glass before you begin. Okay, and as you start, you can actually sip the water, and then after you finish another cup before you move on to the next program. Okay, so if things are not connected, you will see the words here. Frequency is generated, but the current is not flowing, meaning that the circuit is incomplete. So when you see that, sometimes people put everything in already, but then they say, how come it's still like that? So it's because over here, when they push it, they didn't push all the way in. So they
Yeah.
just attach like that. So when the words appear, you need to actually check all the connections.
Yeah, I have an old one, the wire disconnected. So I have to buy a new one. Yeah.
Okay. So this one. Okay, so this one, where to actually place the button, right? Okay, I stop sharing first. Where to place the button? Either the middle here. That means this is actually an acupoint called the 内关. So 3 fingers from here, this is an acupoint. All right. Behind, directly on the back of the hand, there's also another acupoint here. So you can either put it here or put it here. This side is more sensitive. You feel more. All right. You can put here and then you try and say, I don't feel so much on the outer side, but more on the inner side. So usually we place where the acupoint is because it goes direct, straight connect to the meridians. All right. So you can try. Normally, I'll ask them to try just using this and then wear this. It doesn't have to be like tight. You just need to make sure that it doesn't slip, It doesn't slip, but it can just stay at one place. So you can actually try it first. Now, if you put this, then you see the percentage. You have to look at the percentage. Some people, as soon as they wear it, right, they can actually feel it. So when you increase, don't increase very fast. So when you increase, now the current is complete, so the words is gone. So the plus sign there is where you increase slowly. Now, usually it's one of your hand that you'll be able to feel more.
Yes. The left is
Yeah, for me is the left hand.
yeah.
So increase and then wait. Don't increase a lot.
Oh,
Yeah, I can feel it already.
wow.
Okay. For me, it's
That's
about
like
30, 35. Under high current is about 30 to 35. Okay. Yeah. Somewhere around here, I can feel it already. Yeah. Okay. So by right now, actually, when you increase until you can feel it, you are supposed to bring it down by 5% until you don't feel it. Okay, when you can feel it, meaning that is strong already. Okay, now so ideally you're not supposed to feel anything, but a lot of people they want to feel something to be assured that they're receiving something. Okay or not? So they will put until they can feel something. All right. So some even increase until, if you find that you keep increasing until 100 and then you still don't feel anything, you have to check. Later, I'll show you, go to the settings to check and see whether it's low or high current. Right
Oh,
now, the default is all high current. Yeah. So if yours is on low current, you put under 100%, you don't feel anything. Okay. Yeah. Now, why high current, low current? So it depends on the individual. If you're using for, let's say, or people who are super, super sensitive to energy, all they need is just low current. And the other one will be children. Yeah. So below 18, they do not need very, very high current. So you can actually use low current for them. You see or not? So you must know when to use which type of thing. Then the timer here, it will automatically go all the way to the end. Finish it on its own. Okay, so when it finish, it will turn off by itself. Now, sometimes you will find that it ended before the 52 minutes.
so the question is, does the screen have to be on all the time
Okay,
for it
it's
to
up to
start again?
you. If you want to see it, initially I want to see what is the frequency, what is going on, I'll leave it on, which means that your phone or your mobile device and your Healy must be near to each other so that they can have the connection. Okay, yeah. Then if you do not want to see all this, and you want to have the freedom, because if you wear this on your body, you forgot, you go to the kitchen, get yourself a glass of water, you come back, it's disconnected. You do not want that to happen. Then you will have to go to the top right-hand corner here. Okay. The top corner here allows you to check the battery of the device. Okay. Usually when it reaches 40%, I charge because it may not become enough to complete one program. Okay.
Okay.
Then the other one is the Bluetooth that you see over here. Okay. Now, don't turn off the Bluetooth until you have finished all the setup. You're happy already. Then only you turn off the Bluetooth. Because
After
after
it's
you
done.
turn off the Bluetooth, you want to come back and increase the current or the percentage, you can't anymore. Yeah, then you have to start all over again. So therefore, you only turn off the Bluetooth when you have finished setting up everything. Turn it off, switch off. Once you switch off, you do not need the phone anymore. So you
Okay.
can walk around and then the Healy will be blinking just the yellow light, don't have the blue light. And then when the program finish, you'll find that there's no more yellow blinking light. Then you can do another program.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Is
So
it okay to turn off the app if you didn't
yes,
turn?
yes, yes. After that, you turn off the app. You do not need the phone anymore.
So how about if you didn't turn off the Bluetooth and you shut the app off? Would that affect the Healy? So let's
You
say
just go to the background, right? You're saying like this one just go to the background, right? If
yes.
you go to the background, it's running in the background. You
Okay.
still can't move away. If you move away, it will still disconnect.
Disconnect. So the best
Yeah.
is to turn off,
So
download, turn
yes,
off the Bluetooth.
correct. So that's the
Okay.
reason why you will still need to turn off the Bluetooth. That's the best to avoid
Okay.
losing the
Disconnect.
connection. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Now, the program here, there are people who ask, must I finish? What if halfway I want to stop? Then what do I do? Can I just stop halfway or not? Now, it comes in three stages, the program. You'll find that in that 60 minutes, usually the first 20 minutes, you will see the number appearing for 10 seconds and then
It's
they
the
disappear.
strongest.
10
Yeah.
seconds and then disappear, and then 10 seconds, they change, right? Now, don't undermine that 10 seconds pulse for your body. Okay, now the feel, right? Certain parts are very easy to change. So a 10 seconds pulse is enough to make the correction in your feel. So that will be handled by the 10 seconds. And then you have the more stubborn ones, and these are the more stubborn ones. Okay, when you start to see the percentage here and then the frequency over here. So you will see that they will do three at a time, three at a time. So 3.4 minus 99, 5.9 minus 98. And then after that, you see the third one, 17.7 kilohertz, 46. Okay, so each one 10 seconds, and then they go to the next one 10 seconds, and then they go to the next one 10 seconds, then they come back to the first one, another 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds. So they go 1, 2, 3, come back 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, until from minus 99, they will top up until 99, positive 99%. Then that particular frequency, if it's done, okay, it will stop appearing and then another new frequency will appear. So they go by that process, okay? So this part is actually, I would call it a safety mechanism, because there are people who ask, what if I use the same program every day? Or you say you use Pure 3 times a day, will I overdose or not? Okay, so you will find that maybe the first time when you use Pure, it ran the entire 52 minutes. The second time you use, maybe after 50 minutes, it finished. And then the third one that you use, maybe after 40 minutes, it finished already. Okay, yeah, meaning that this stage here is shortened. They don't need to give you that much. So the middle phase is shortened. So therefore, they complete the whole entire program even earlier than the expected timing. Okay, not so you won't overdose. Nobody will overdose. Even if you give it to the child they use, they still won't overdose, because they will only, each frequencies, when they do the harmonization, once the harmonization is complete, the percentage will show you the progress. Sometimes you see the number went to 58%, then after that, come back 3.4, it dropped to 28 again. Okay, unstable. So as they do the harmonization and correction, either you move a lot or the thing collapse back again, and then they will have to start the process again. Yeah. So this is the whole thing. If you want to know why you get all these, I usually write down. Okay, I'll go to ChatGPT and then I'll put down there, okay, what is 17.7 kilohertz, 5.9 hertz, 3.4 hertz benefit me in terms of detoxification? Because this is a pure program. So I ask about detoxification. Then they will show you like what it's for. Oh, this is for the liver, this is for the kidney, this is for what. Yeah. Okay. So you will know that why Healy is giving you a certain thing. Yeah. So if it's like this one is dun, 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 2 or 3, they group together. Okay, all this is for the kidney. Then you know that it's actually activating your kidney. Yeah. Okay. So these are the ones that you can write down to check, because there isn't a lot. There isn't a lot. So normally I check this for myself. Okay. Because why? These are the ones that are harder and taking longer to harmonize. Yeah. So if you want to understand yourself for any of the program, this is the stage when I will take note of this and then go and ask ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and all that, and they will tell me. And then after this, the last stage, if you notice, it will be a lot of kilohertz one, very, very high frequency at the back. Okay, yeah. Next time you see when it finish all the percentages one, it will start the 900 kilohertz, 5 kilohertz. So everything will be in kilohertz, very high frequency. So the higher frequency ones are actually to stabilize your field. That's one. And the other one, the high frequencies one, is for your higher dimensions, which is the love and compassion that he talked about. So Marcus mentioned that in all the programs, he actually incorporate the frequency of love and compassion into the program. Okay, so when you see high frequency, it's actually for your higher chakras. Yeah. Okay. So those are the thing lah. So that's why complete the 3 stages. If you have to stop, let's say you need to go somewhere and answer the door, or you need to have a conversation, you can pause and then come back and continue. It's okay. All right. But of course, if really no choice, then you can stop if you want to lah. But it is why it's best to complete the whole thing is because of the stage. You want to complete every stage of it. Okay, any question here? No. Okay. So if you use this and you find that at 30%, you can already feel it, so you don't need to put the water. But if you find that you have to increase until about 60 before you can feel it, that's actually too high, way too high. Then it will be better to actually use water. That means you spray water, but I find that spraying water, it can dry up very, very fast. You see or not? So what I do is I would actually use this one, the wet tissue.
Yes. Yeah, that
Okay.
works.
Yeah,
Wow.
these are actually quite strong. Wet tissue, I'll just cut one piece, and then after that, okay, doesn't need such a long piece. Actually, half of this will do. Then I wet it, and then after that, I will put it,
So it has to go under the button.
yeah, under
Okay.
the band. Yeah. So just that one layer will do. So when it's dry, when I need to wet again, so I'll just put a few drops of water on the tissue, then the whole
Okay.
thing will be wet again. Yeah. So if you want to increase the conductivity, it will be with the water. All right. And then you'll find that you don't need such a high percentage. Okay. Now, sometimes you'll find that 65, after a while, this thing becomes very, very strong. It's like, wow, suddenly the sensation becomes very strong. So initially it's blocked. So as it start to move, okay, once the blockage is gone, then suddenly you find that you can feel a lot more of the current. Yeah. Okay. So if you have done all this, meaning that the words appear. Sometimes why do words appear? If the percentage is the
Low.
intensity here is too low, the words will also appear. But if you have put the water and then you check all the connections and words still appear, what does it mean? It means that internally it encounters somewhere where it cannot flow. Okay, so you try drinking water to help in the process. If it cannot, you just leave it. Okay, you just leave it, and after a while, you'll find that oh, it flow again. Then after a while, you'll find that hey, the words came back again, and then yeah, if all the connections are okay, it means that internally there's certain parts where it just cannot flow, and then you just have to wait for it to get past those areas. Okay, all right. So this is using microcurrent. Now, the other way is to use the coil. All right. So now, see, once I take out, then it's no more. The coil is another delivery method. All right. It's basically another delivery method. So to insert is easy. You just push all the way in. Now you are using ScalarWave. It becomes scalar. So that means it actually emits from the device to its surrounding, and then your field resonate with it and pick up from there. Okay, so which is better comparing these two methods? Electrodes will be more direct to the body. Okay, here you can get interference from the Wi-Fi in the surrounding. Yeah, so therefore, this one here, you have when you turn the percentage to 100%, you actually have a radius of, so the percentage now, when you use the percentage, if you're using the coil, is referring to the radius. The radius that it covers. Okay, now, so in this case, then I won't use 45 anymore. I'll use higher. So if you have a bigger body, then you move all the way to 100%, which is 50 cm radius, 50. Okay, 100% means 50 cm radius. Okay, to the head, below, 50 cm radius. All right. So let's say if the body is small, like if you're doing it for a child and all that, you can do 70 to 80. I normally do about 70 to 80. Yeah. So I don't need such a big area. Then I can use more programs with this.
It
Okay.
also depends on sensitivity, yes? If you're sensitive, then it doesn't need to be.
This one doesn't matter whether you're sensitive or not. You basically can't feel very much.
This device, do you have to show it or you can keep it in your pocket?
Yeah, you can put it in the pocket. All right. But whether you put it in your trouser pocket or whether you hang it here depends on what program you're using because you only have 50 cm. Okay. So people will say, where do I put this? Do I put this at the neck here? Do I put it at this pocket here? Or do I put it in my trouser pocket? So If I'm using head program or eye program, eye harmony, for example, I would want to put it here because it's within 50 cm radius. I won't put it in my trouser pocket for an eye program. But if you're running intestines, then you can put it in the belt, clip it at the belt, or you can put it in the pocket, for example, as long as it's 50 cm circumference parameter.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's say if you have a toe that's painful, you won't be putting inside your trouser pocket. Okay or not? So you will be put it directly near the toe. Yeah. So how do they do that? They actually wear socks and they slot it into the
Oh,
socks. Okay. Yeah. So even their arm, certain parts painful, right? So what they do is they take the old socks, they just cut one section of it and then they wear it inside and then they slot it, their Healy into that
okay.
area.
So if somebody
Okay.
has a hairline fracture or something, they can put the device right there, is it?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So they can just put it nearer to the affected area lah. Okay. Yeah. So this is for convenience. This is good. You don't have all the wires and all. But in terms of the effectiveness of the delivery, then of course microcurrent is better than the coil lah. Okay, not. So therefore, if they have issues, we will still encourage them to wear the electrodes if they do not have the HighWave. Unless who cannot use microcurrent? Those who have metals in their body. Okay, a stent. Okay, pacemakers.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, why a stent or let's say metal screws if they have? They're not supposed to use the microcurrent is because the metals are conductors of electricity. There's one lady. So far, most of them has no issue, but there's one lady, she said the whole metal becomes hot. So she felt the hip there is so hot. Okay, now, yeah. So that's why don't start with a high percentage. So that's why the percentage for a new person, use the low percentage first. Let your body get used to it. Then if you want to go and experiment, what if I use very high percentage, you can experiment it yourself. But let's say if you're teaching somebody to do it, a new beginner, so it's always conservative first. All right? Yeah.
Okay.
Safe first. Until about after 2 weeks, you kind of know what to expect. Yeah. Then only you can experiment on something else. Okay? Yeah.
Christi, can we also run this without the coil? For example, I saw sometimes people just run it like this.
No, cannot.
No.
Because if you're using the Ping app, it has to be on the body.
Okay.
And there must be a delivery mode.
Okay. So, but
So
when you do
when there's
someone,
nothing, then there's no, it's likely they're using the blue app.
okay. So if they're doing remotely, they remove it.
Yes,
blue
they
app.
remove
Okay.
it. Yes.
got it.
Otherwise, without this, there is no delivery. You can't use a Ping app without this one. You see, the moment you
Got it.
take out,
Got
the
it.
works will appear. So
Got it.
you can't progress. Okay.
Okay.
Now, the other thing which you need to take note is how to actually remove this. Okay, when it's new, it's very, very tight. Now, for me, it's very easy because everything is loose already. So you don't pull from the front because the two electrodes is actually slanted. If you pull from the front, what happens is this part here may actually detach. Yeah. So what happens is you turn to the back. Okay, turn to the back. That means you hold it like this. Hold it like this, upside down first, turn to the back. So this piece is actually facing outwards. And then the other side is your thumb is pushing the attachment, and then your index finger is supporting your device below. So
Got
you
it.
actually push it outwards like this. So this thing will come out. So you use the same way also for the HighWave. All right, push it out, not pull it out. Yeah, so this way your equipment will last longer. Okay, then after that is the HighWave. So all your programs other than the Acute programs, you can actually use it with HighWave. So this is the latest and the third way of delivery, which is using a 5 megahertz carrier wave. So basically, it's a vehicle. Okay, you can ride on a bicycle, motorbike, or you can ride on a car or a sports car. So here is like riding on a sports car to actually deliver. Okay, so when you use this, you're supposed to see a white light. Can you see the white light below?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your current has to be high. If you use low current, this white light will not appear. Okay, so your percentage, right? Let's say if I lower it to, right now is below 60%, the white light does not appear. See, now it's a bit blinking. That means the percentage is low, it's not enough to sustain. So if there's no light here, that means you're just using it like a coil. So you need to have the white light to show that the 5 megahertz carrier wave is generated. So what happened is the frequency, so let's say right now is 240 kilohertz. So the 240 kilohertz wave is actually riding on the 5 megahertz and then it travel together. Okay, so there's metal strips here. So when you put it on the skin, it travels into the body through the meridian, through the water channels into your body. So it's actually piggyback on the 5 megahertz that can go further. So between the 5 megahertz high wave and the electrodes, which is better, it will be the high wave. Okay, reason is that if you were to use the electrode method, the microcurrent travels until the cell membrane. So it's outside the cell. Okay, yeah. And then as it travels along here, there is actually leakage. So it actually leaked out along the way on the skin. So it does not travel very far. Okay, so what happened is we normally wear it here, but if you want to wear in the back, we ask you to put the sticker here and then put it on a particular layer. So if you want it on the feet, you actually basically put the thing and wear it on the feet. So the distance that it can travel is not that far, okay, because of the leakage along the way. Okay, so this one here is like when you wear this, you can actually feel it all the way to your feet. So this one, right, you just wear it on your arm like that. You don't have to worry whether you're using it on your intestines or your food or whatsoever. So because this one, the leakage is a lot less. Okay. And it can even penetrate into the cell. So it is not stopped by the cell membrane and all that. So it can actually go into the cell as well. Okay. Higher penetration, longer distance with this. Okay, so you have three different methods. All right, three different methods to choose how to bring these frequencies into your body.
So of the three, is this the HighWave the best way?
I would say like it's best. Like let's say right, muscle meridians, I would still use electrodes because they function by microcurrent one. They're running current. So like meridians and all that, I think the microcurrents is still good. But let's say if I want to repair the cells, if I want to penetrate and then do repair, like if I'm using vitalization, that requires the inner part of the cell to function. If I'm using the harmony programs, which is for the organ function, I'll use the HighWave.
Okay, how about emotions?
Yeah. Emotions, either way is okay. Yeah, because emotions is the nerve. Emotions, I think, use HighWave because why? The microtubules, a lot of the consciousness, right, of the human, where we store all this information in the body, the bulk of it for emotions is actually in the nerve cells. Okay, according to Marcus, it's actually microtubules. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
The
So
microtubules.
So actually for emotion, it's more the parasympathetic and the sympathetic, right? So
Yeah.
nervous system would probably be
The nervous system. Okay,
Okay.
it's inside the nerve cell. Okay, so like people will ask, whatever that happens to me, my feelings and all that is here in the body, right? So how does it actually go into the information field? Okay, so where is the portal? So according to Marcus' explanation, the portal that links the body, that means it's like the satellite dish, you know, how you actually shoot up and then go to another country and all that. The portal is actually the nervous system.
Ah, okay.
So the information is actually stored, a lot of it in the nervous system. So the nervous system, through the microtubules, the portal connects to the information field. Yeah. Okay. So that's why the HighWave is good, because if it can actually go into the nerve cell where the microtubules structures are located, then probably it can do the correction there as well.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay, so we are done with this. So I'll stop this. Okay. Now, you will see the programs here, IMF, 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 IMF. Okay, IMF means individualized microcurrent frequency. Okay, so individualized is the part where you see all the percentage. That's the part where you and I use the same prior, but all get different frequencies because of the individualization. So it actually detects your field and then correct our own field. So most of the program have this until local. When you see local, nothing is stated here anymore. Then when it comes here, you see here, two of the same. Hey, learning system, learning acute. Concentration system, concentration acute. Okay. Now, this one has IMF, means you can use the coil or you can use the electrode. Okay. Now, when it comes to acute, no more. You see all this don't have. Okay. So what's the difference? This one, you can use any of those methods that I mentioned to deliver the frequency. But the acute one, you have to use the local method. Means directly on the area that is affecting it. Okay. Yeah. So this is where you have the others. So let's say, so all those programs that has the word local or acute, you have to use the electrode. Okay? Yeah, like let's say back pain. So you can't wear the wristband on your neck. So therefore, it's this, using this. All right? So you use the button here. So you just stick it to wherever that the picture shows you. So you just connect as usual. Yeah, so that means it will be focused more on here. So if it's for the spine, when they put on this part here, it will flow closer to the spine. Okay, remember I said that you can't put it here and expect the spine there to work because of the leakage of the current along the way. So therefore, you have to put it closer to the area where it is affecting you. Okay, so which part of the back you can put anywhere other than directly at the heart area. So in the book, I show the thing, right? You can put it lower here, or you can put it lower here on the lower back, you can. Okay, just don't put it direct stimulation near to the heart. Okay.
For those with hip issues or psoas muscle issues, actually you get a lot of people with lower back pain.
Then you can bring it down. So you can bring it down to the waist area. Yeah.
Okay.
So closer to that, because local means it's a local area. Okay. Like this one here, systemic and acute or local area, right? So systemic, when you use, means it affect your whole body. But when you use local program like this, means it is a much smaller area that you're using. Okay, so for bones, you use that. And then for the head one, okay, where you use either the ear electrode using this, and then there is the felt here where you put water, wet it, and then you put it on the earlobe. Okay, this one you wear it on the earlobe and then you use the clip. Until now, I've never used the clip. So this is usually for people with insomnia, with headache. Okay.
Oh,
So they can actually wear the ear clip directly onto the lobe. For this one, you have to be very, very careful. This one, don't experiment beyond 30%. You
oh.
go above 30%, you get a splitting headache.
No, I haven't tried that one yet. No.
So, so I will tell you first, if you're adventurous with the hand, it's okay, but with the ear clip, super, super sensitive.
How
Okay.
about those with migraines? What do you
Yeah,
reckon?
yeah, they can use either this one or they can use the round sticker gel. Sticker
Okay.
gel, they just paste it just behind the ear, all right, at the slightly softer part, not directly on the bone, so just below here. Okay, but not at the neck here where you have the jugular. It's not, it's above. It's above.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Yeah, so they just paste it there. For the head region, don't use above 30%.
Okay.
Okay, really don't. Even
Mm.
if you have a headache, you split it up into a few times of 20 minutes is fine, but don't increase above 30. Even if you don't have a headache, you might end up with a headache. These two, what's the difference? Okay, let's say stress system and stress acute. Acute is there and then when the problem surface, you use the acute. Like stress system means it's a normal stress. But when the person is in the midst of that very, very severe stress, then they should use the acute. Acute one, usually very short, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Okay, more intense. Yeah. But the system one is the person is under normal stress, is okay. But if you reach a stress point that you cannot cope, you better use the acute. Okay, yeah. Like let's say you're going for a test, okay, then you feel so nervous, then you better use acute already. Okay,
So
but the night before you can use system. All right, so that is the difference between a system and an acute. Acute is when you are in the situation urgent. So it's a very shorter program. You have to use the electrode. Yeah. All right. Then, okay, the settings here, you can change your language. Just now I mentioned under my Healy is the current level here.
okay.
Okay, high current, low current here. You see that? Low, high. Yeah, so that's where you change if you need to. Yeah.
So where do you access that one from my Healy? Yeah. Okay.
Under
Got it.
my Healy.
Got it.
Okay, yeah, where you can change that language. You can change to any language that you want. Okay, expert area is where you can, if somebody has a time waiver machine,
Manifest only.
yeah, time waiver machine, and if you want special programs from the time waiver, okay, they can create for you, and then you give them your TAN number, TAN number. Okay, so once it create that code, then you give them the code, and then it will straight away appear in your expert programs over here. All right, so manifest, this one very old. Dr. Habdang, you don't have it now. Okay, yeah. So these are the special programs that you can
So you
use.
mean they can tailor and create frequencies and send it to you?
Yes, yes. Okay, so you see, when you use the ping program, right, you don't enter your name, nothing whatsoever. So therefore, the device has to be on the body. Okay, the device will send the frequency to the person that is closest to the device. Okay, so delivery either through the electrodes, through the coil, or through the HighWave. So you have to put in all this extension in order to receive the frequency for the ping app. Okay, now when you finish, make sure that you close the program. Okay, so if you turn off the Bluetooth, make sure that you remember to turn off, because while you're playing, connecting here and there, Then you forgot, you turn off the Bluetooth and this one is still running. Then you go to the Blue app, you find that, I cannot connect, I cannot find my device. What happened? Okay. So make sure that you exit everything. If you find that you cannot connect, what you do is you go to the Bluetooth, turn off your Bluetooth, all right, and then turn it on again. So that will disconnect everything else, and then you start again. All right. If still cannot, then what you can do is do the hard reset. Do you know how to do the hard reset? Okay, so basically you take your device, the power button, okay, hold while you're pressing until the yellow light appear. So it appear already, you can let go. Okay. So this will reset everything, and then the connection will be easier after that. Okay, now, so whenever you have all the connection issue, you just reset this. Because at the beginning, we play a lot. We come in, come out, finish, let me try this, let me see what's going on and all that. So this machine also connect until crazy. So just do a reset. Yeah.